Hey there, comic book friends! I'm Travis, and this is another edition of What the Fugue, where I talk about what's going on with me and comics for the last week or so. Don't really have any new books to talk about or anything like that. Haven't really heard of any new announcements that I've kind of already talked about. Some stuff coming down the pipeline that's going to be pretty cool here in the next couple weeks, I think. Let's see, let's talk about stuff I've been kind of working on. Some of you may have seen my botched video, and I've kind of hacked pieces of it together and kind of put it together. I tried doing a talking about the covers, covers of comics for solicitations that are coming up, December solicitations, using Google Hangouts and the screen share on the thing. And almost immediately into it, I started to do it. I think I got like one cover of Image Comics shown, and then I had my web browser collapsed, closing literally everything. So it took me a little bit to get myself everything opened back up to share the stuff and whatnot, and then I forgot to use the share file again. So I talked for almost an hour and 20 minutes thinking I was showing you guys something while I was talking, and I didn't show anybody anything. Till the very end I realized, oh, I hadn't shown anything. I backtracked and showed a few covers. I kind of chopped that video out and put it together to show my mistake. I guess I'll leave that there. I'm going to continue to make some attempts to do that. So I guess what I'm saying is bear with me. Hopefully I will figure out a good way to do it. Some of the technology and use there I'm still not 100% used to, so there's a lot of processes to put in place for me to be able to run the Hangout, use my desktop to show the cover for you guys to see what I'm talking about, and to kind of watch, if I'm doing it live, to see if anybody's watching me live and is commenting, for me to comment back. I mean, that is, I think, would be part of the fun is being able to have a conversation about the covers at the time while we're talking about them. I did have some concern about that whole thing, because I know some people don't want to know anything about what's coming in their comics in the future. So I guess this is kind of a warning if you happen to be watching this, that if I'm doing the uncover the covers things, I'm going to be showing covers that are always like 3 months in advance, and if you don't even want to see the cover in advance, you probably don't want to watch those shows. I try not to actively spoil things, but at the same time, I'm never afraid to talk about whatever it is I want to talk about. I thought about going, right now, most of you guys know, I get my comics every 2 weeks. I have it sent to me twice a month. And so I'm always behind. By the time I'm getting my 2 weeks worth of comics, you guys are getting your third week of comics. Is usually how it works. For you, those of you who get it, go to the comic store or whatever, get your comics weekly. I thought about going to weekly. If I went to weekly, I figure I would get my comics Wednesday's comic book day. I would get my comics probably on Friday. So when I review, if I were to go weekly, I would still be reviewing my comics well after you guys reviewed your comics, but still within the same week. I thought about doing that, but part of me, that'll cost me more money to do that, the equivalent of 2 or 3 or 4 more comic books to get my comics weekly. And I thought about doing that, but at the same time, I almost don't want to do that because when me and Ethan, when we talk about our comic books and whatnot, we just talk about whatever we want to talk about about the books, and so I'm sure we spoil some stuff if you haven't read the books and whatnot. We talk about whatever. We don't try not to go point by point, plot piece by plot piece, but we have no fear of if something exciting happened on the last page, of just saying this happened on the last page lots of times, because we're there more to talk about the book and what we thought of it and that sort of thing. But I would be more worried about doing that if I was reading the book immediately at the same time all the rest of you guys are reading the book. I feel like if I'm reading it, 2 or 3 weeks after you guys are, you guys have already read it if you're going to read it, unless you're going to get it in trade or whatever. So I'm not really spoiling it by being 2 to 3 weeks late. So right now I've decided to go 2 or 3 weeks late. I mean, unless somebody out there gives me some sort of feedback differently than that, I think it's probably best for us just to get it to be reviewing the books 2 weeks late. Hopefully people aren't bored by our reviews because we're talking about books that are already past and maybe not as much of an interest. But that gives everybody else the opportunity to have already read the books before we start reading and talking about them. So there's that. As far as spoiling stuff. Try not to really spoil things, but at the same time we don't really actively go out of our way not to spoil anything either. I know that some people are sensitive to some of that stuff, so we try to pay attention to some degree, but we're going to talk about what we talk about. It's not like I'm rushing out to get my books Wednesday morning and then midday Wednesday telling you all what happened throughout the books and wrecking it that way. Anyway, what else do I want to talk about? So anyway, well, kind of all over the place today. The Uncover the Covers thing, I'm going to keep trying to do that, give a few more shots. I still want to talk about, I'm not going to go back and talk about the image covers and Vertigo covers, because I've already talked about them once, even though no one's going to see that. I don't want to talk about them again. I'm going to make an attempt to do the DC one. I'm going to take an attempt to do the Marvel one. We'll see how that works. I don't know if I'm going to keep going with the screen sharing, or maybe I'll just pull my camera, because I have a mounted camera, web camera. Maybe I'll pull it, swing it around, and have it facing my screen. That way you'll see whatever I'm looking at. That way if I forget to push a button, you're still going to see what I'm talking about and whatnot. Or maybe I'll finally figure out the whole Hangout thing. The Hangout thing always makes me a little bit nervous because I know I'm live, and I know people aren't going to want to sit there and watch me fumble through things trying to figure out how to make it work right. So the nice thing is about recording this like I am now, I'm recording it, I can go and edit or whatever if I need to, or if something runs long, I can trim whatever I need to and stuff. Not that most of the time I don't just do this stuff in one take. But at any rate, less pressure to have it right. You don't see the workings behind the screen when I do it this way, as opposed to the Google Hangout. You'll see all the workings behind the screen. Yeah, what else? This is we're in the month of October now. Me and Ethan have decided we're going to try and do some October Halloween-y themed reviews this month. So hopefully that'll all work out. We'll see how it goes. We have some ideas. We'll see if we can actually execute them. Ethan is in high school now, and he's a very active high schooler as far as being in lots of school activities and whatnot. So it's a little more of a struggle for us to find the time to do reviews and stuff like that when both me and him can get together to do them. But we're going to continue. We'll work it out somewhere around the way. But like I said, I'm saying now that we're hoping to do some Halloween-y themed reviews this month, if it all works out. Like I said, some of it will be dependent on Ethan's schedule and whether or not we have enough time to actually execute the things we want to execute. Should be some fun. I don't know if they'll be terribly serious reviews. I'm not sure if we'll really talk in depth about this the month of October books, but we're going to give it our best shot while we have some fun with that. Also, speaking of Halloween and whatnot, I got my comic book order earlier in the week, and this order came with my comics that I'm going to be handing out for Halloween. I decided this year I'm not giving trick-or-treaters candy, I'm giving trick-or-treaters comic books. We'll see how that works out. We'll see how many people are annoyed at the fact I didn't give them candy and I gave them a stupid book instead, and they egged my house or something. I don't know. I mean, me as a kid, I would have thought getting a comic book was pretty cool. We'll see how the kids react. I actually get quite a few trick-or-treaters in my neighborhood. There's a couple haunted houses that people put up or have in the past. so I get a lot of traffic. So I bought about 60 comics. Well, I'll show you the comics. Let's see. One of them that I got here, this is the New Crusaders. And these are like mini comics, as a size comparison to a normal comic. Here's an issue of the Creeper. Here's an issue of these mini comics. These are all mini comics. So they're a little comic. This is the New Crusaders. This is the Rise of the Heroes. And I'm somewhat disappointed with this one. This is Red Circle Comics. This is basically Archie. The people who do Archie comics. This is their superhero line. A few years ago, 5 or 6 years ago, DC bought this line for a while, did a few comics. They didn't sell so well or whatever. I'm not sure exactly what it is. But at any rate, they bought the rights back to their they got the rights back to their characters, and they're putting out these comics, and they're kids comics. This is actually, this is a kids comic. The only thing I'm disappointed with this is this says it's the series premiere. You don't actually ever get to see anybody really being superheroes in this. It's kind of like this is kind of like a free comic from Free Comic Book Days is the equivalent of it. Kind of wets your whistle on what's going to come, but doesn't really give you a full comic. I bought 3 different well, we'll talk about that here in a second. But anyway, there's that, which it's not that it's bad. It's actually kind of cool. It's definitely geared for, geared for kids. In this case, it's it's not quite Archie comic. It's a slick combination, like a mix between Archie and some sort of a manga style book. So yeah, it's kind of cool. I mean, there is some stuff that goes on it. Anyway, that's one of them I got, and I also got, this is one of the ones I was really excited about. I got this one here, and this is Cowboy, The Hollows. This is by boy, I don't even know how you say it there. The comic book company. It's they do a lot of different types of comics. Like they do Dark Crystal. They do Dark Crystal comic and some stuff like that. It's Archaea. They also, I think they do Mouse Guard is what they do. This is written by Nate Cosby and art by Chris Epilopoulos. And it's about this character here, this cowboy here. Whoa, autofocus. About this cowboy here. This is a fun little comic. Opening page, it tells you basically who the character is. A boy got born into a family of outlaws. He felt shamed by their evil ways. He devoted his life to putting all his kin in jail. And his name is Boyd Limney. Some call him Cowboy. Let's see, it shows a little picture here. So you get the immediate background story of our character, and then it's a fun little thing. It's some great cartooning in it. Got Cowboy in here, and here he is dealing with Billy the Kid. He's sliding down a railing there. But it's a fun little comic. I got this one, and yeah, Mouse Guard. She doesn't hear Mouse Guard. Some of the other ones that Fraggle Rock, some of that sort of stuff that they Return of the Dapper Men is also produced by these people. And the third one I got was this one here, Ernest and Rebecca, The Haunted House. And this is Rebecca, and Ernest is her pet germ. Pet germ, yeah. This one's really cute and lots of fun also. Anyway, got some cartooning in there and whatnot. If you don't have young eyes, you need some powerful bifocals to read this comic, because this one's actually been shrank down from the original full size to fit into these little comics. This Ernest and Rebecca, there's a bunch of them. This is put out by Papercut, Z with a Z, and it's fun too. You know, I guess maybe it's geared more towards kids, but everybody in the house got a giggle out of it and whatnot. But I bought 20 copies of each of those books, so I've got 60 comics to give away. I thought that was kind of a good mix of kind of a superhero type comic, more of a cowboy, you know, little boy or little girl for that matter. Either one, I think we'll enjoy that. And then you've got the Rebecca and Ernest and Rebecca there, which is kind of a fun comic that doesn't have to do with superheroes. Kind of a mix of different styles and types. I never realized it until this year. They actually sell quite a different bunch of these different types of comics. There was actually another one I wish I would have got now after looking at these. It was kind of a pulp sci-fi comic book. It looked like a mix between a detective story and Flash Gordon kind of a thing. That might have been cool. I thought that might have been geared a little more older kid, and really most of the trick-or-treaters I have, I get two types of trick-or-treaters. I get really, really little kids that I think will love these comics a lot, that trick-or-treat, that barely are old enough to say trick-or-treat, and then I get the kids who probably shouldn't be trick-or-treating anymore, that are just out trying to fill their pillowcases full of candy. So anyway, I thought those would be fun. I'll see how that goes. I'll let you all know how that goes when it gets to the end of the month and I get trick-or-treaters and whatnot. But I'm excited to give away comic books instead of candy. Everybody gets candy. This will be something different. So hopefully they will be excited by that too. And I think that's it for this episode of What the Fugue. I don't really have anything riveting or controversial to talk about today, or have any serious opinion on something that I've got to throw out there and whatnot. Yeah, look forward to watching more of your guys' videos, and I look forward to shooting the videos that we've got coming up and see how they turn out and see what kind of excitement we can have. Anyway, have a good one, everybody. Read some good comics and make some great videos. Bye.